Imagine waking up one morning, looking up at the sky, and noticing that the moon looks bigger. Much bigger. So big, in fact, that it feels like it's looming over you, casting an eerie glow across the earth. Now, imagine that this isn't just a trick of the eye, it's real. The moon has moved closer to Earth, and with it, something unexpected has arrived. Strange, otherworldly beings have emerged from the lunar surface, and they're making their way to our planet. Sounds like the plot of a sci-fi movie, right? But what if I told you that this scenario isn't as far-fetched as it seems? Welcome to a story that blends science, mystery, and a touch of the unknown. Today, we're diving into the fascinating and chilling idea of the moon coming closer to Earth and the possibility of moon aliens attaching themselves to our planet. Buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride. Let's start with the moon itself. Our moon has been a constant companion for billions of years, orbiting Earth at an average distance of about 384,400 kilometers. It's responsible for the tides, influences animal behavior, and has even been a source of inspiration for poets, artists, and dreamers throughout history. But what if that distance suddenly shrank? What if the moon began to drift closer to Earth? This isn't just a hypothetical question, it's a scenario that scientists have actually studied. The moon's orbit isn't perfectly stable. Over time, it's been moving away from Earth at a rate of about 3.8 centimeters per year due to tidal forces. But what if something reversed that trend? What if gravitational interactions, cosmic events, or even advanced extraterrestrial technology caused the moon to move closer? The consequences would be catastrophic. Tides would rise to unprecedented levels, earthquakes and volcanic activity could increase, and the Earth's rotation might even be affected. But that's just the beginning. Now, let's talk about the aliens. The idea of life on the moon isn't new. For centuries, people have speculated about the possibility of lunar inhabitants. In the 19th century, astronomers like William Herschel even claimed to have observed signs of life on the moon, including forests and cities. Of course, we now know that the moon is a barren, airless world with no evidence of life, at least, not on the surface. But what if life exists beneath the lunar crust? What if the moon is home to advanced beings who have been waiting for the right moment to reveal themselves? This might sound like pure speculation, but there are some intriguing clues. For example, during the Apollo missions, astronauts reported strange phenomena, like unexplained lights and sounds. Some conspiracy theorists even believe that the moon is hollow and could serve as a base for extraterrestrial activity. If the moon were to move closer to Earth, could these hypothetical moon aliens use the opportunity to make contact or even invade? The concept of the moon coming closer to Earth and bringing aliens with it raises so many questions. How would humanity react? Would we see these beings as friends or foes? And what would their intentions be? To explore these ideas, we need to look at both the scientific and the speculative. On the scientific side, we have to consider the laws of physics and the feasibility of such an event. On the speculative side, we can draw from science fiction, conspiracy theories, and even ancient myths that speak of celestial beings descending from the heavens. This topic is a perfect blend of fact and fiction, and it's one that challenges us to think about our place in the universe. So, let's dive deeper into the science, the stories, and the mysteries surrounding the moon, its potential inhabitants, and what it would mean if they came closer to Earth. The idea of the moon moving closer to Earth isn't just a plot device for science fiction, it's a scenario that has been explored by scientists and researchers. To understand how this could happen, we need to look at the mechanics of the Earth-Moon system. The moon's orbit is influenced by the gravitational pull of both the Earth and the Sun. Over billions of years, the moon has been slowly drifting away from Earth due to the transfer of energy from Earth's rotation to the moon's orbit. This process is known as tidal acceleration. But what if something disrupted this delicate balance? One possibility is the influence of a passing celestial object, like a rogue planet or a massive asteroid. Such an object could exert enough gravitational force to alter the moon's orbit, pulling it closer to Earth. Another possibility is the intervention of advanced extraterrestrial technology. If moon aliens exist and possess the capability to manipulate gravitational fields, they could theoretically move the moon closer to Earth as part of a larger plan. The consequences of the moon moving closer to Earth would be profound. As the moon's gravitational pull increases, the tides would become more extreme. Coastal cities could be submerged, and low-lying islands might disappear entirely. The increased gravitational force could also trigger geological activity, leading to more frequent and powerful earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. The Earth's rotation could slow down, resulting in longer days and nights. And then there's the psychological impact. Imagine looking up at the sky and seeing a moon that's twice or even 3 times its normal size. It would be a constant, unsettling reminder of how fragile our planet's balance really is. But while these changes would be devastating, they might also create opportunities. For example, a closer moon could make lunar exploration and colonization easier. It could also provide new resources, like helium-3, which is abundant on the moon and could be used as fuel for fusion reactors. Now, let's turn our attention to the moon aliens. If the moon were to move closer to Earth, it's possible that any hypothetical inhabitants would take notice. But who or what could these beings be? One theory is that they are ancient extraterrestrials who have been living on the moon for millions of years. According to this idea, the moon might not be a natural satellite but rather an artificial structure created by an advanced civilization. This theory is often associated with the hollow moon hypothesis, which suggests that the moon is hollow and could serve as a base or spacecraft for extraterrestrials. Proponents of this theory point to anomalies like the moon's unusually low density and the strange seismic activity detected by Apollo missions as evidence. If the moon were hollow, it could contain vast underground cities, laboratories, or even entire ecosystems. And if the moon were to move closer to Earth, these inhabitants might decide to reveal themselves or take action. Another possibility is that the moon aliens are not native to the moon but are using it as a staging ground for an invasion of Earth. This idea is a staple of science fiction, but it's not entirely without precedent. In 1954, a retired Marine Corps major named Donald Keyhoe claimed that the U.S. government had evidence of extraterrestrial activity on the moon. He suggested that aliens were using the moon as a base to monitor Earth and prepare for eventual contact. While Keyhoe's claims were never proven, they sparked a wave of speculation and conspiracy theories that continue to this day. If the moon were to move closer to Earth, it's possible that these hypothetical aliens would see it as an opportunity to make their presence known or to launch an attack. But not all theories about moon aliens are so ominous. Some researchers believe that if extraterrestrials exist on the moon, they might be peaceful or even benevolent. They could be ancient guardians, watching over Earth and ensuring that humanity doesn't destroy itself or the planet. In this scenario, the moon's movement closer to Earth could be a deliberate act to establish closer contact or to offer assistance in a time of crisis. This idea is reminiscent of ancient myths and legends that speak of gods or celestial beings descending from the heavens to guide or protect humanity. Whether these beings are real or not, the idea of a closer moon and the possibility of lunar inhabitants challenges us to think about our place in the cosmos and the potential for life beyond Earth. As we delve deeper into the idea of the moon coming closer to Earth and the potential presence of moon aliens, it's important to consider how humanity might respond to such an unprecedented event. The sudden movement of the moon would undoubtedly cause widespread panic and confusion. Governments and scientific organizations would scramble to understand what was happening and to predict the long-term effects. Emergency plans would be put into place to deal with the rising tides, increased seismic activity, and other immediate consequences. But what about the aliens? If they were to reveal themselves, whether peacefully or aggressively, how would we react? History has shown that humanity's response to the unknown is often a mix of curiosity, fear, and hostility. The arrival of moon aliens would be the ultimate test of our ability to coexist with other intelligent beings. One of the biggest challenges would be communication. If the moon aliens are indeed an advanced civilization, they might have developed a form of communication that is completely foreign to us. Scientists and linguists would need to work together to decipher their language and establish a means of dialogue. This process could take years, if not decades, and in the meantime, misunderstandings and conflicts could arise. On the other hand, if the aliens are hostile, communication might not even be an option. We would need to rely on our own technology and ingenuity to defend ourselves. This raises the question of whether humanity is prepared for such a scenario. While we have made significant advancements in space exploration and defense technology, we are still far from being able to confront an advanced extraterrestrial civilization. Another factor to consider is the psychological impact of such an event. The idea of aliens, especially ones that have been living so close to us, would challenge many of our fundamental beliefs about life and the universe. Religious, philosophical, and scientific paradigms would be shaken to their core. Some people might see the aliens as gods or messengers, while others might view them as a threat to humanity's survival. The media would play a crucial role in shaping public perception, and misinformation could spread rapidly. Governments would need to balance transparency with the need to maintain order and prevent mass hysteria. In this context, the Moon's movement closer to Earth would not just be a physical event, it would be a cultural and existential crisis. But let's not forget the potential benefits of such an encounter. If the Moon aliens are peaceful and willing to share their knowledge, humanity could make incredible advancements in science, technology, and medicine. We might gain insights into the nature of the universe, the origins of life, and the possibilities of interstellar travel. The Moon itself could become a hub of collaboration between humans and aliens, leading to the development of new industries and the exploration of space like never before. Even if the aliens are not friendly, their presence could unite humanity in a way that nothing else has. Faced with a common threat, we might finally overcome our differences and work together for the survival of our species. As we wrap up this exploration of the Moon coming closer to Earth and the possibility of Moon aliens, it's clear that this topic is as complex as it is fascinating. It challenges us to think about the limits of our knowledge, the resilience of our species, and the mysteries that still lie beyond our understanding. Whether or not such an event ever occurs, the idea itself serves as a reminder of how much we have yet to discover about the universe and about ourselves. So, the next time you look up at the Moon, take a moment to wonder, what if it moved closer? What if it brought something or someone with it? The answers to these questions might be closer than we think.